Hello. How you doing? It's Patricia Ann Landon Regali, Chief Little Flower, coming at ya from a layover. So at the time of this recording, it is November 3rd, 2023. And, well, as of today's date, there has been no feds, no FBI, no CIS, whoever, to come bridge the ambiguity with any truth. But I tell you what, I was like wondering, and I'm not too sure which serial murderer it is, but, hello? But I think it was Dahmer. I'm not too sure. My kid told me she had filled me in on it. So, but basically, there was that serial murderer dude that actually did volunteer work for suicide hotlines. And then, I guess he helped them with, doing the suicide. I think he was just rogue ahead. He was a rogue artist ahead of his time, because nowadays you have the goddamn gang stalkers running their game. It's like, oh my God. He probably would have been the guy to go train them. He probably would have lived in Houston or Dallas, seriously. But I'm like in these airports, right? And then I see these signs inside the bathroom, like, if you're being human trafficked, call this number. I'm like, okay, you're going to call an institution that rolls over the real estate to the goddamn motherfucking child molesters and the stupid motherfucking gang stalking sacrifice circuit. Hello? I'm like, first off, if I was human trafficked, and I'm being human trafficked, as sexually trafficked through this goddamn Truman Show. Hello. I know you guys are listening. You guys have your tells. I'm not gonna tell you what they are, because y'all are sloppy as fuck with your so-called surveilling. And I'm all like, again, I'm a 25-year forward train observer. I have been gang stalked longer than most of you guys have been gang stalked, period. Have been gang stalking. So, whatever. And I'm all like, how long do you think your treason government is going to back you? And all of these institutions rolling over the real estate to all of these child molesting enablers of the gang stalking. How long do you think you're going to be able to protect your cesspool privileges? Child molestation privileges? Looshing privileges? To come sideways at your goddamn motherfucking targeted individuals, whatever. But my bigger question here is, so you have a whole judicial system that has not put in an abolishment date for the gang stalking. Okay? And then you have your so-called law enforcement that's supposed to protect liberties, that's supposed to protect and serve, and they're just all like, gang stalking happens only one at a time, but group stalking. Oh, there you go, the goddamn gaslight. So, if you are being human trafficked, in the flesh, not just Truman trafficked, with your goddamn Truman Show, and then these assholes that don't want to tell because they enabled the goddamn Truman Show, because weak ass bitches. Okay, you want to be weak ass? Make bloodlines full of weak ass bitches. That's on you. But here's a bigger question. Say you are human trafficked and you actually get away. As I see it, that fucking phone number doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Because the bigger question should be, hey, if you're being gang stalked, call this number. No. You get a lot more of the goddamn peanut gallery with their killing culture ready to grind their fucking heel into your fucking last nerve, while the other miscreants laugh at you. Because first off, they're uneducated. Second off, if they can spell, I'd be very surprised, because that is your majority vote. Those are your lemmings. Hi lemmings, how you doing? You like being tooled by your puppets? As long as you get your goddamn blood coin, right? Never mind the bone marrow that's dripping off your goddamn grift card that the child molesters love using you in their goddamn motherfucking mayhem. So, with PD, with police departments that are still gaslighting the public with gang stalking, if you are being human trafficked in the flesh, that'd be the fucking last number I would call. How can you trust a number from an institution that probably more than likely would be supporting the goddamn gang stalking circuit? It's kind of like you call them for help and then they just come bring your captors. Pretty much. So how can you trust it? That's a dog and pony show as far as I'm concerned, because you got the rest of these assholes playing along, being goddamn hall monitor, being a participant of usurping somebody's civil rights, their constitutionality from them, just by grinding in the heel with their killing culture, their death cult, with what's gang stalking. While they, infiltrate the sidelines by being goddamn motherfucking instigators. That's what bullies do. They instigate. They push the buttons and they throw the rocks and hide the hands. And then the dumbasses that are permissive about that. I mean, the gang stalkers love it when the public at large is permissive with the abuse, when they're permissive with the crimes against humanity, when the public is permissive with the treason, and when the public is ready to just stand and hover in the corner, because we all know these assholes ride the goddamn backs of their targeted individuals like dumbasses. And then what happens when the real estate is permissive to all of this cacophony, to all the gaslighting, to all the demonic presence? I mean, that's what's happening. How does America really feel about that? How does America feel about bringing their business to other corporations that roll out the goddamn red carpet for the gang stalkers? Do you like bringing your hard-earned money to them? Because just because you're not being gang stalked today doesn't mean you won't be gang stalked tomorrow. So, okay, they blacklist you from employment and then turn around and get the grocery stores to call trespass on you just because they can discuss, discrimination. That's rampant. That's permissible. So if you can't motherfucking, earn a living without being blacklisted, without having to deal with the work mobbing, and then the grocery stores turn around and, bar you from it, how do you expect to survive? When you had, when general America had the power, because we're at a vestitude. If you don't know what a vestitude is, it's a fork in the road, usually brought on by duress. We are at a vestitude. I'm a guardian of vestitude. I'll explain that another time. But this is why this guardian is explaining to you what's going on in your country, if you haven't figured it out already. Or if you happen to, have been misled because you are trusting. And then they just tool your fool ass and just get you to think that running sideways, using demonic means to come after somebody at an upright position. No, 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 no. Gaslighting is demonic under every condition, bitches. If an institution has to be duplicit, that's right there is demonic. Because what institutions need is to be a fucking straight shooter. If they can't be a straight shooter, why on earth would you patron them with your hard-earned money just to turn around and have them bar you from their place of business? Because they can, because the Gestapo, because the gang stalkers told them to bar you from it. I mean, hello? Again, when you see these fool-ass bitches run their fucking game, which ones are they active child molesters? How many kills did they have underneath their belts? And the template goes on from there. So, these are questions I'm bringing up because these are questions that we as a society need to address. If not with somebody else in other groups and organizations, but address them with yourself first. With yourself first. Because when you got neighbors participating in all of this, come on now, you don't think they wouldn't throw you under the goddamn fucking bus so they can flip coin off your carcass? Because remember, what's the trifecta here? Satanic sacrifices. Oh my God. Death magic doesn't exist, right? And then, of course, how many life insurance policies are people running around having gotten sudden wealth and payouts from them? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think everybody needs to be audited. How many people are on the list of getting the sudden payouts? We need to know that. Because those are the ones you want to stay away from. Because how do you know they just want to incriminate you, throw you in jail, and then have you usurped from your own carcass in jail? Because let's put it this way. These assholes think I'm alone, I ain't got no friends, and that I'd be an easy target to pick off, right? And that's me running around at large. What happens whenever you're wrongfully jailed? And then they think you ain't got nobody then. What do you think would happen? What do you think has been happening? And that's to the gang stalkers. How you doing? I just growed them. I mean, because you're going to need some hyperplasia at that motherfucking integumentary aspect if you want to be having a little bit of comfort when you get railed over by karma. I mean, you guys snivel and grovel for your blood coin right out in the open. What happens when these institutions start to come alive? And if they were participating in it from a good heart space, realize you all duped them really fucking hard. Do you think your treason counterparts are going to save you? I mean, y'all are narcissists. You didn't expect a narcissist to take care of you, did you? Because if you did, oh my God, you're the dumbest. You're their favoritist in their toolbox. So, you know, honestly, it's the same bullshit. Oh, look, see those guys? They're a running game. And of course, what happens when I do a live, they take off. I didn't see any luggage with any of them. Carry-ons. One guy had a fucking lunch. I mean, oh my God. These assholes pack their lunches, wait for their goddamn targeted individuals, run their game, you know, psychologically abuse them, psychologically torture them, fucking insult them with their hate crimes, their psychotic street theater, that psychosis, and then they eat and go home. And they come back and do it all over again. They pack lunches. I mean, to me, that's kind of like, what the fuck? I guess everybody has to eat, including a goddamn murderer. As your killing culture. and everybody participating in all of that, well, there's your killing culture. They have no issues. They ain't got no integrity. They're lazy as fuck because they would rather scheme, scam, plot, and plan come sideways at the public at large rather than be industrious and learn a wholesome skill set to build into their avatar to earn an upright living rather than build empires off people's deaths, build empires off people's pain, build empires off people's anguish. I mean, how comfortable are you really being the goddamn psycho killers of your community, let alone the institutions that roll over the real estate to it? How can you trust them ethically when they can't even protect the community instead of offer up the community to the goddamn gang stalkers to roll over? Those are heavy-hitting questions everybody needs to ask themselves. But at any rate, when I see human trafficking signs in a bathroom in an institution that rolls over the real estate to the goddamn gang stalkers, how honorable do you think that number is going to really be? Especially if I call up the institution and ask them what their subjective objective protocol is for targeted individuals being actively gang stalked. What do you think will happen then? Because as it is, a lot of your homeless shelters, they participate in the murdering of the goddamn targeted individual through the death marauding, through the psychotic street theater. And, because let's face it here, if they can just outright kill you and wrap it up as suicide, you don't think they just wouldn't do that? And then, what do you think your chances as a neighbor of one of these child molesting gang stalker enablers, especially when it comes time for martial law? I mean, I'm a soothsayer, and we all know what people think of the soothsayer, so whatever. But whenever it starts to play out, you'll remember what I'm saying. And then for the ones that sat idly by, you will regret not doing anything about it. And the ones that are participating, you will regret participating in it. Any rate, targeted individual got to put up with all his cacophony. And the creepy thing is when it starts to be just your goddamn fucking men that just circle their fucking bait, and then the stupid asshole that's ready to fucking video record you after they ran their game to instigate your very well appropriated responses. Hey, I'm just a forward observer, reporting on what I know, trying to train the general public to protect themselves, protect their own bloodline, and protect their children. I mean, the gang stalker community just offer up their children right to the goddamn child molesters in your fucking libraries. That's fucked up, people. Whatever. Anyways, food for thought. It's just food for thought. But had I been actually human trafficked in the physical, I for one wouldn't call one of those numbers. And whenever I get to my throne, because I will, I know it doesn't look like it and everything. And then I know how incredulous it is for a targeted individual to have had everything taken away from her, usurped from her, except my faith. To sit here and say, when I get on my throne, I know. It was like incredible. I know. I get that. But when I get on my throne, I'm the people's advocate here. I'm the advocate for, the ones being railroaded over. And you gang stalkers, you could go straight if you wanted to. But we know that you're too lazy to. But if you are inclined to hit reset, get your life straight, serve the light, you're the ones I hold the candle for. But until then, I'm praying protection and anointing from everybody, for everybody, serving the light, standing up against the grain, because in case you hadn't noticed it, if there are any ethical police departments left, how hard it must be for them to be smothered by all of this cacophony of the gang stalking with going against the grain. But as far as I see it, for PD that wants to do it, that's where you come in and pray. That's where you have your own come to Jesus moments. But let's put it this way. I'm a woman all by myself. Standing up for myself, speaking up against it, speaking out against it. If I can do this, you can do it, especially as a man. Because, you guys got that brawn and everything. But whatever. So, continue to abuse me in my comments. That's okay. Because soon enough, the tables be flipping. And when they be flipping like that, you've already showed everybody what ginormous miscreants you all are really. Because you're just trying to kill people to get rich. I mean, what's your cut whenever you make a targeted individual cry? It must be pretty good to be hoeing it out there in the public like that. So whatever. But at any rate, I just really hope everybody can get their ethics in place. Serve the community instead of serving yourself to the community. Because that matters. At any rate, Chief Little Flower, Patricia Ann Land and Regali, coming at you from an airport somewhere in the country. You gang stalkers, y'all know where I am. Anyways, bye for now. Thank you for watching. And if you guys could kindly like, that helps the algorithm overpower the shadow banning. But if you're there just to railroad me and pick me apart, well, just, I guess I'm not asking you to like it. But bye for now. And Barbara Regaling, how long are you going to keep your charade up? Don't tell me FEMA still has you employed after all of your slander, after all of your libel, and after all of your satanic ways. I mean, even your covens in FEMA are pretty pissed at you for lying to them about me. Just go ahead and slather up your crusty cunt, honey. It's probably all dry already. Whatever. But if I were you, Barbara, I'd just own up to it already.